Howdy, welcome back to RC Rustomod. Today we're filming from the clubhouse at STR Raceway. I happen to be the only one here this evening, so what we're going to do is check this thing over, make some quick changes to it, put it on the track, see how she runs, and then we'll come in and if I'm dissatisfied with the way it runs, we'll make some more changes and take it back out there. And sometimes 6 body clips seems like a better idea than other times. Alright, we'll set that body off. Now the first thing you want to do before you put your car out on the track ever, we'll start on the bottom. Check every screw. Make sure it's tight. Look at there. That one's about to fall out. Okay, we're going to get this one's ready to go out. We'll get the battery charged up on it and get it ready to hit the track. Now let's get this one out. So let's do the same thing. Alright guys, here's the thing. Nobody in their no setup sheet in the world is going to tell you to put as much camber in this wheel as I have. But you can't look at setup sheets. You got to look at what your car likes. And this car seems to like a boatload of camber. I took it up to last time I had it out here testing, I had it up to 8 degrees, and it was much faster than it was at 5 degrees, which was faster than it was at 3 degrees. So we're fixing to take it up to 10. And the other thing we're going to do is see if I can't plug in my sensor wire that's just flapping in the breeze. That might also make the power come on a little smoother and make the car faster. So right there is 10 degrees of camber. I've got a freshly charged battery here. We'll run this one first, and then we'll come back and run the late model after. It should have a charged battery by the time we get done running this one for a few laps. Alright guys, what you probably can't tell over the video is that the track is very dusty and doesn't have a whole lot of moisture in it at the top, so the traction is not where it is on a race night, and the car is pretty good. We're going to run down at the pole here. Let's do a lap right down on the pole. Gonna be hard to dip underneath me if I'm doing that. And then we're gonna go for just fast. We're gonna let it go up about a car length and whoa, there's a big rock out there. Well, I said the track ain't in all that great a shape. Oh, that dirt clod's messing me up, something awful. Like I say, the track is not very good right now, and I'm just trying different lines. But it's also kind of hard to tell when you're the only car out there, but this thing is actually, to me, it looks like it's pretty fast right now. Yeah, that low traction's kicking in, and my left rear tire is about shot. I've got a new set of tires at home that we're going to be gluing up before the next race, so I think she's back on form. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's not a setup sheet in the world that'll tell you to put 10 degrees of camber in the right rear, but this little car likes it. All right, we're gonna shut down there before I tear something up on this slick track. All right, let's go see if the late model's ready to go. Okay. What I've learned already is that this car does not like that much camber in the right rear. 5 degrees is too much in this car. Bring it in and take a little camber out of that right rear. See how she likes that. It does not like 5. We're gonna look at that right rear wheel and look at see if it looks like it's been running on the whole wheel, or just the inside, or just the outside, or what, or just the center because they're ballooning out from the power. We'll see. It's hard to tell much, but you can see right in here there's a lot more debris collected on the pins than there is out here. So I think we have too much at 5 degrees with this car, and just about right on the street stock at 10. Let's look at this one. The inside pins on this tire are clean, so it's not using the whole tire here either. And up front, I think we got a little much there. And the right front may have a little much. So let's adjust. I think I've got 5 on the right rear and then 3 everywhere else. And we're going to change that to 3, 2, 2, 2 and see if it likes that. I know a lot of people have a lot of belief in those online setup sheets, and they're good. They're a great place to start, but you got to look at what your car likes. And my car, like the street stock, seems to love camber in the right rear, but as we saw just a second ago, this one hates camber in the right rear. I think it's got to do with the tires. I think these tires are a lot stiffer than those super soft buggy tires on the street stock, and I think when I put sideways pressure on that street stock, the tire rolls under quite a bit, and it's less with this one. I think it just kind of gives it that number where the street stock tire comes up. Anyway, if you know, hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I think the tire rolls over farther under cornering stress. We'll see if we can't demonstrate that on a table later, but right now the patterns on the tire were telling me that I had too much camber everywhere for these tires, and that may be why my mud boss has been acting goofy. So we've got a mud boss to mess with here in just a minute. But let's take this one out and see what it's doing now. car is definitely happier. Actually, the car is less upset with me. What I'm really looking for is what she's doing in the middle of the turn, entry to the middle of the turn. And I think it's pretty good. The way they look is clean. I think that's camber solved. Now next week we'll bring it back again next Tuesday for test and tune, and we're going to fiddle with the rear steer on it that comes out of these two arms. Right now I've got the left rear pointed in about 4 degrees and the left rear at nothing, or the right rear is at nothing. So we're going to look at switching that up a little bit. There was a little bit of noise. That spur gear will be good for a test and tune, but I bet you $5 I don't race on it again. Might run a qualifier, but there'll be a new one that goes on for the main if it makes the least little bit of weird sound. But we're going to play with the alignment on the rear arms. I'm satisfied that camber's good. I feel like weight transfer's good. I really think that there may be some speed left in the alignment of these rear arms, and we'll work on that and see what happens next time. But for now, let's turn it off. and get out that mud boss and see what it wants. All right, guys, here we are with my mud boss, which has been very disappointing of late. We're gonna see what it's got in the way of camber. Right rear, it's got 1 degree. Left rear, it's got too much. All right, something is screwy. Let's go back to where I think it's supposed to be, which when I've messed with this one before, it liked 3 in the rear, 2 in the front, and that's not what I've got. I don't know how I got it so screwed up, but let's work on putting it down to 3 and 3. I still maintain that you should put a little sideways push, particularly on the front end of a slash, because those things are pretty sloppy, and when you're turning it's going to be like that. So I think it ought to be sitting like that when you set your camber. That's got the camber set for a pretty good baseline. Let's go put it on the track and see how it likes them. Oh, something's bad wrong with this thing. Well, I may have discovered my handling issue with the mud boss. Try to get it where you can see it. Okay. When I turn the wheels, and I know Traxxas servos are slow, but gee, Moniz. Tell you what, the first thing we need to do is go in and take one of these 2 screws off and see if it's in the servo or something's binding pretty bad in the front end. Might be an easy fix. Let's go find out. All right, with the car turned off, let's 2.5. That's not gonna work. Where's my 2.0? There it is. Let's disconnect the servo from this steering. Okay, servo's disconnected. Guess what, fellas? That ain't the problem. Okay, now the next thing to check, that is not a Traxxas servo horn, so let's pop it off, see if maybe so it's a bit tight or something's happened with it to make it be the problem, because if not, we're down to it being a servo. Okay, servo horn's off. Now let's see how fast the, you may not be able to see it on the video. Well, we found out what the problem is. That's also loose. Might as well tighten it while I'm looking at it. So let's take it home and work on that servo, and then a week from today we'll be back. The street stock probably won't see any action because it's pretty damn good right now. The late model, we're gonna play with the alignment of the rear arms to see if more rear steer, or I really don't know anything about those, so it'll give me a chance to learn some now that I've got a really solid baseline. Otherwise, that'll give me a chance to play with those rear arms to get it to rotate the center, you know, entry through the center real nice. But yeah, this is easy to make a whole lot better. Dead burn it. Another dang steering problem with my mud bus. It's getting old. All right, well, when I do those things, you'll see them on RC Restomod. But tonight, it's getting late. It's after 10 p.m. I'm ready to go home and go to bed. Y'all have a good evening.